Hello, everybody out there in Hives land. Wait to see a few people. Give you a second to log in. How's everybody doing? Doing good? All right. It's happening. It's Sunday afternoon. Having a relaxing cup of tea in the library, as it were. And hi, Gus. And we got some new questions in from you people, so I thought I'd see if I can answer them in a sufficient manner. Hey, Chile. All right, you ready to do it? Seems like it. Nice Jimmy Jams, yes indeed. Relaxing in my silk pajamas. All right, Rox Geo has a question. And the question is, the Hives has such a consistent sound, so how do you balance creating something new every album, but still keeping it sound in the Hives? Yeah, that's one of the most difficult things about our job. Be simultaneously new and old at the same time, which is also something we actively try to do. We want it, at the same time as being big fans of bands like the Cramps or the Ramones and AC/DC and stuff like that, where you can, you feel that it's the same thing. It's also important to be a little bit, shall we say, David Bowie. It is difficult, but it's also like in the beginning of making an album, it's usually pretty much, do you stay in touch with Dr. Mental Destruction? Yeah, sure. I stay in touch with them once in a while. I haven't seen him in a while though. Not since before Christmas. Where was I? Yeah, the balance. In the beginning when we're making an album, it's usually kind of all over the place and all the songs sound very different, and the more we work on it, the more it starts to sound like the Hives, which, seems self-evident and makes sense, but that's usually, it ends up being more Hives towards the end. What think about Mexico? Well, I love Mexico. It's one of my favorite places to play. Can you tell Johan we love him? I will. Johan, if you're listening, they love you. Ernie Diaz question. Will the band be on stage or just floor? Will you be able to jump around and climb things? Asking for 2 reasons. I like it. And in an interview you said something about it being hard to stay in shape these days. I agree. Well, I don't know. There's always band members to climb. There's drum sets and amps and stuff. So I can always find something to climb. Stay in shape. I don't know. It's also the only thing that there is to do. So it shouldn't be that hard. Like, you got, what else are you going to do? Might as well just work out. When are you coming to Florida, USA? Well, I don't know if you've read the news, but it seems like that's a bit complicated these days. I don't think we're allowed to enter the country at the moment, in case we're carrying any kind of viruses or diseases that the US would like to avoid. I don't really know when that's going to be able to happen again. So the point of going to Florida, wouldn't you just be going to Florida and locking yourself in a hotel room for 2 weeks? The point would be to go if we could play a show. So that's what we do. Fuck Boris, come back to England. Okay, yeah, I'd love to come back to England. I was thinking about the other day how I miss England. That's why I'm having a cup of tea. Seems very English, or actually it isn't really that English. It's more like a Chinese Indian thing, maybe. All right, Sglay. These internet names are sometimes hard to pronounce. Sgglayy. I don't really know how to pronounce that, but the question is, how can I live more like the Hives? Depends on what Hives member you want to live like. We live very different lives. But, just follow my lead. Have a cup of tea. Put on your silk pajamas. That's what I'm doing right now, at least. Also, it would help if you started an internationally successful rock band and toured the world, because that's kind of what we do in our lives. Why am I in pajamas so late in the day? Well, I was out taking a walk and doing things, And then I changed into the pajamas when I get back home, because it's relaxing. I thought you slept in leather jackets. I have been known to sleep in a leather jacket. And now, the next question. Hello, Pelle. Hope everything is well with you. It is indeed. What happened to the song Bad Call? I was super addicted to the beat and thought it was very good. Any plans to release the song? Yes, indeed. It's actually one of our favorites from the new batch of songs we have. It's actually, we had some kind of voting process where we were trying to figure out which songs were the best ones, and it ended up scoring very favorably in that. So I think it's definitely gonna come out in some way, shape or form. It's changed slightly since the last time we played it live, but it still contains that super addicting beat that we all love. Have I seen any good TV shows lately? I don't know, not really, nothing that comes to mind, especially because it's so pandemic around here, I feel like that would be a good time to watch TV shows, but I can't really focus on it because I'm too frustrated. So not really. What kind of souvenirs do you prefer when you're on tour? Are there any objects you like to collect when traveling? See you in Sao Paulo. See you in Sao Paulo, Denise. Or actually, you'll be in Sao Paulo, we'll be here. The souvenirs, I used to collect like magnets, fridge magnets from all over the world. I guess I'm gonna have to find some kind of metal sheet and place them on that. It seemed like a small enough thing that I could collect it. I mean, I don't really want to collect like large statues of all the countries I've been in, because it's a lot of countries. Oh, that's about it really, I think. I also have a skull from Mexico at home, but that broke recently, which was a shame. Thank you for doing another live. Well, you're welcome. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. You get together and practice much during the pandemic, Gary wants to know. Yeah, a bit. It was hard in the beginning because nobody really knew, and there were pre-existing medical conditions in some of the band members that we kind of took it easy. But now, yeah, we meet and we rehearse, play some music. At least that's, makes us kind of feel alive, makes us feel like something's happening. Please, can you save this vid to Instagram after it ends? Yeah, I'll try. Let your hair grow up. You mean that way? All right. Where was I? Thank you for doing another live. Now we all know the Hives are the best band on the planet. Thank you very much for noticing. And we love when you remind us. But have you ever gotten yourself into trouble for speaking this truth in interviews or on stage? From Shannon. Clap, clap, clap. Thank you for the clapping, Shannon. Yeah, definitely. In the beginning, when A, we were not the best band in the world, but we kept saying it anyway. And B, a lot of people that we played to didn't agree because they hadn't seen us before. We got into fist fights over saying that we were the best band on earth and the people not agreeing with it. Music is something a lot of people are very passionate about, we realized then. We all survived, they survived too. So no real harm done. But yes, we've definitely gotten into physical trouble over saying stuff like that. Let's see. Mayun, hi Mayun. Do you have any expectations, hopes, dreams, concern for this upcoming world's first World Wide Web World Tour? Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to get a bit nervous about the things that are not like a typical show. The fact that there's not actually any crowd in the room while we're playing is strange. So a little concerned about keeping the energy level up. And hopes and dreams. Yeah, my hopes and dreams are that it becomes super spectacular and people want us to do it until the pandemic is over and we can do more shows and kind of just keep touring the world from the comfort of our own homes. Hello, Thailand. Who makes the Hives art? Well, a lot of the ideas are ours, but a lot of the execution is a guy called Henrik Walse at Walse Custom Designs, Walse. He's done a lot of stuff since like Veni Vidi Vicious and onwards. He's kind of done a lot of things. Oh, also happens to be one of my best friends. So, next question. Are you going to come to Japan in the future? I would love to come to Japan in the future. I'd love to go to Japan right now, actually. I miss it so. It's a wonderful place. The Hives have traveled the world. Yes, we have. Mishka Foster informs me, and thank you for informing me. Is there a place you haven't performed but would really like to someday? Love you guys. Thanks for your souls. I'm a hooked new fan. Looking forward to New York performance. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's going to be fun to see you there and fun that you get to see us. Places we haven't played. So many. I mean, we have a deal now where a deal internally in the band where we will play anywhere we get to go to a new country. So, Mongolia would be fun. It would be fun. We've never played India. That could be very interesting. There's a lot of Africa still to go through. We've only played South Africa, so there's a lot of countries there that we haven't played. But yeah, we've covered quite a bit of the planet. We've played most places, which now that you actually can't travel, I'm kind of happy about having done it so well before the pandemic. Now that we can't travel, I'm so happy that we've done most of it. Have you started any new hobbies, pastimes during this pandemic? No, I would like to say yes, but I haven't really come up with anything. I just keep thinking about doing music and not being able to, so it's endlessly frustrating. Okay, Denise wants me to say something I hate and something I love. I love rock and roll, and I hate... What do I hate? The current world order. How about that? Magdalene. When I came to see you live last year, I was lucky enough to be at the front of the crowd and you practically jump on top of me. How would you recommend I recreate this at home for a truly authentic Hives experience? I'm thinking you're going to have to get one of your friends to dress up as me, make sure that they're uninfected by COVID, and have them jump on top of you while screaming loudly into a microphone. I think that's about as close as I can make it. If I was there, I would love to jump on top of you, but it doesn't seem possible. Caitlin McKee has a recommendation for you, though, that you just get a really heavy weighted blanket. I don't know if that's a viable option or not. Okay, it's a question in Swedish. What would you want to work with if the Hives didn't exist, apart from music? I don't know. I was studying to be a psychologist. Maybe I would have finished that. Maybe not. I liked studying psychology, but I don't really feel like I want to sit around and listen to people complain 8 hours a day. I'd rather listen to people being ecstatic for 1 hour a day. So I'm going to stick with music for as long as I can. Your show was great at the Pal Norte. Yeah, it was really fun. I love that show. So much fun. Have you met all your rock idols yet? I don't think so. I mean, some of them died before I could meet them, but I definitely met some of the most important ones before they died. Iggy Pop, the Rolling Stones, Little Richard. I mean, it's a shame. I would have liked to meet David Bowie. I did not. Wherever you are, love you. I saw you at Mad Cool. I remember that show. You should play Dial Ride 2 Time in Touch and Wait a Minute more often. Yeah, maybe we should. I mean, we play Dial Ride pretty much every show. And the other two, I hope we're going to play at least a couple of these shows that are coming up. What was playing at Third Man Records like? It was really fun. It was a fantastic day. They're all sweethearts over there. They took really good care of us. How is Dr. Matt doing these days? And are you buddies? I think he's doing way better. And yes, I would say we're still buddies. We text sometimes, but I haven't seen him in a while. Kinsey Graham wants to know, the Hives have some great collaborations with different artists in the past. Any others in the works or in your upcoming shows? Nothing really solid yet. I got no information regarding that. I got nothing finished. Any deep cuts you'd like to play but haven't for some reason? I like Gene Pool Convulsions. We don't play that too much, but it's a cool song. What do you think about the new AC/DC material? It's AC/DC. It exists and it's AC/DC. That's enough for me. It's good. Why the band always wear black and white? Why not colors? Because it looks so good, right? Don't I look nice? And we won 2 kinds of problem song. It was so good. Yeah, I'll try to try to whip that up for you too. All right, everybody, send some hearts. Write clap while I read the next question. What's your favorite Swedish word that has no English equivalent? Oh, I don't know. Lagom. It's a classic. It doesn't really mean just right. It means like, it's lamer than that. It's like roughly the correct amount, and you don't really want that much more or that much less. It's good. I mean, it's a word that we should export more. Lagom. It's like, that's okay. It's good. But it's better than okay. It's just right. But also kind of not just right. It's in the right region, kind of. That's how I would explain it. Evie Nunes, hello. Have you ever considered go solo or a side project? If so, what music style would it be? Looking forward to the Sao Paulo show. Kisses from Brazil. Kisses right back. Yeah, I've considered it when the Hives have kind of done less. And I think what type of music, I mean, it would be slower than the Hives probably, because we do play quite fast with the Hives. So I don't think I could do much. I don't think I can sing much faster than I do in the Hives. So the answer is yes, and some kind of slower music. Also, yeah, well, that'll do. Favorite pre-concert snack? A lot of like olives and nuts, maybe. Sandwiches, actual food. If a movie were made about the House, which actor would you want to play you? Love from Malaysia. Hello, Malaysia. Love you right back. I have no idea. Someone said the other live that I looked like a young Sean Connery. If you get a young Sean Connery to do it, that would be nice. I think that will be very hard to do, though. Have you ever been groped inappropriately or injured when walking into the crowd? Yes, on both kinds. I frequently get inappropriately groped, and I also frequently get injured, but it's usually not that bad, and I can handle it. What was your funny moment in Mexico? Most fun or funniest? I don't know, it all seemed really fun. I mean, I think meeting Los Tucanos and them being almost dressed as the Hives was kind of a mindfuck. Los Tucanos del Norte, is that what they call them? It's like a mariachi-ish Mexican band. When they had a good Hives-ish look. What kind of things inspire you the most in the creative process, or how do you manage to find that inspiration? Rock music. I think other good rock songs inspire me. And if I hear or see something that impresses me, I want to make something that feels the same to other people as that did to me. And then it's just a big detective work to kind of find how to do that. There's no right or wrong. It's just endless detective work. So Jackie Renee 1219. So not Jackie Renee 1218. The Hives and HPA, that's me, equals number one. Thanks. Some of your responses in interviews are mind-quenching. A conversation with you will be profound. What is your favorite book? Would you ever write a book? If so, what genre? Other than reading and creating music, what else do you do to keep your mind so sharp? Thank you for thinking my mind is sharp. Makes me very happy, as I'm having kind of a slow day today. My favorite book? That's difficult. They're all good for different reasons. The first thing that comes to mind is I really loved A Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. It was sad and good. If I were to write a book myself, I don't know that I would. It seems like a very lonely, long, tedious process. And I also think it's probably very difficult. And I'm good at what I do, and people who write books are good at that. So I probably wouldn't write a book. It seems like such a too solitary a life. I'm too interested in people to lock myself up and write a book. What genre? I don't know. Maybe I'll write a hugely successful detective story, or a series of books about a child wizard. that everybody buys and makes me very rich. What genres of music do you like except rock and roll? It's more like I like music from other genres that feel like rock and roll. Like, say there's a disco song that feels like rock and roll, or a jazz song that feels like rock and roll. If it feels like rock and roll, it's all rock and roll to me. But a lot of what I consider to be rock and roll is probably not. It could be crowd music, or it could be even like reggae music or whatever. Can you speak Spanish? I can talk, but I can't listen in Spanish. Hey, Jackie and Renee. Happy to be making your live today. So, personal philosophy I subscribe to. Oh, I don't know that I guess it's a mixed bag of, what's my favorite pizza place in Fagersta? It's Västans Pizzeria. It's wonderful. Were your family supportive of your guys' career choice in the beginning? Well, they weren't. I mean, it wasn't really a career choice. So, and I guess it's a no. They thought it was cool that we played music, but I think they were nervous about us making a living at it. But then again, we started kind of making a living at it before we even tried. Where was I? What happened to the song Big and Small from the Black and White album era? Well, it still exists. There's a recording of it. It ended up in some kind, I think like when you bought the record on Amazon, there was a little clip of us recording it in the studio, and I think that's pretty much the only place anyone's ever really heard it. But the song exists. I guess we could learn it and record it at some point. It seems people really like it. What do you remember about writing recording Sounds Like Sushi? I remember being 15 years old at the time or something like that. That's the first Hives demo from 1992. And I remember recording it in a studio called The Jungle, and the guy recording it's name was Tarzan. So that was pretty exciting. And I remember it was at like some kind of weird youth center. So there were all sort of Skinnskatteberg punks hanging around that we later got to know. The band No Fun At All come from there. So some of those guys were there for a second or two during the recording. And I don't think it took many days. I think it's like a weekend or something. What's your favorite instrument? One you enjoy the sound of the most when played? Probably a really obnoxiously trebly electric guitar. I think that's my favorite sound. Like a surf guitar or like a Dick Dale guitar. I think that's my favorite sound. What was it being guest singing with Turbo Negro? That was really fun. Although weird because they have like in-ear monitors, which I'm not comfortable with, but I really like that song that I sang. What's the worst argument you've had with your brother in regards to the band and its music? I don't know. We've called each other all sorts of names. There have been physical altercations, fisticuffmanship between me and my brother about the music. Nowadays we agree on pretty much everything beside the music. So that's good. We agree on a lot of administrational things about the band, but we still sometimes have a hard time agreeing on what music is the best for the Hives. But that's all kind of a part of the process, I guess. It's tedious, but I hope it makes it better, because otherwise it'd just be pointless to argue with your brother all the time. Do love him though. Hi, Nicholas. Nicholas doesn't have Instagram anymore to free up his personal space and time, so I don't think he's listening. Lexi Watkins Official wants to know, who came up with the title "Some people know all too well how bad licorice, or any candy for that matter, can taste when having laid out in the sun too long, and I think I just ate too much"? I think I'm going to have to blame that one on Nicholas. Did you ever hurt yourself when jumping on stage like only you can do? Yes, many times. It always kind of hurts, but it's also always worth it. Conflict breeds creativity. Yes, sometimes it does, and sometimes it completely ruins creativity if there's too much conflict. What was the first album I bought myself? And what band do you dig now? I dig now the Viagra Boys. I like them. The first album I bought with my own money, I think it was like, it's kind of a tie between EMF's Schubert Dip, I think it's called, and Skid Row's first album. Who is your all-time favorite wrestler? Ooh, difficult. I don't really know. Let's say it used to be Ultimate Warrior. Greetings from Peru. Hello, Peru. Okay, we got some more questions. Are there any crazy stories or memories from the early days of the band? Too many to mention. I feel like the good ones I've already said in some, I've told them all, I think, in some way, shape, or form at some point. Play the first album in its entirety. No. Do I listen to Dinosaur Jr.? Sometimes. I like them. Are you any good at fighting? The stats are I've won 2 fights and lost 3. So I know. Not that good. I mean, it's also a very long time ago. When are you going to give us new songs? Yeah, kind of embarrassed that we haven't yet. I'm going to do my best. Do my best to put out some songs in some way, shape, or form. What's my phone number? I think you're going to find out soon. Favorite leather jacket brand? I have one I really like, a Japanese one. I think it's called Real McCoy. Hi, North Carolina. Stooges or Stones? I think Stones, because there's just so many more songs that I like. The Stooges have put out less music, so the Stones win by quantity, if not quality. What's the first concert you ever went to? I did go with my dad to some jazz shows and stuff, but the first concert I went to that I wanted to go to myself was a sort of a death metal and extreme punk festival in my hometown when I was maybe 11. I went with my dad. I got him to take me. And the main bands were Creator and Candlemass, were the biggest band, and a grindcore band called G-Yanks. Will you play new songs on the WWW tour? Yeah, we will. Who's your favorite bass player besides Dr. Matt? Too easy, it's the Johan and only. Why am I so orange in the Die Alright video? Yeah, that's it was a creative decision by the guy Henry that directed the video that we would use a lot of orange tanning cream. Where's that new Hives album? I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find it. Do you have a vinyl collection? I have a very extensive vinyl collection that right now resides at Hive Manor in, unfortunately, in boxes. I'm going to have to get a stereo set up in order so I can listen to them, but I haven't had one for a while. I moved house. Do you have more recipes? I tried the pizza and it was awesome. Did I give you a pizza recipe? How are you going to make sure everyone's jumping and shouting and clapping during this tour and not just sitting down? Well, I'm going to hack into all y'all's web cameras so I can see you at the same time as playing the show. And I will tell you if you're not standing up and shouting. Say anything about Joey Castillo. We're forever grateful to Joey for jumping in when Chris had surgery and played drums. He's also an amazing drummer. Do you ever feel competitive with a band like the Strokes or the Libertines? Not really. There's room for all 3 of us. Have the Hives ever made their own beer? There's a Howlin Pelle beer. Not like a real official Hives one, but there's a HP Howlin Pale Ale by Mikkeller Brewery. But it might have sold out. Who gave you permission to be so cool? I don't ask for permission. That's how cool I am. Pelle is KGB, yeah, quite possibly. I love Wait a Minute Now. Yeah, thanks. How did you learn Spanish so well? Well, I had a teacher for a second. Is Josh Homme thinking to produce the Hives? Yes, he's actually mentioned it, that he wants to at some point produce a Hives album. Has not happened yet. He produced 2 songs once, or recorded them. It was very short. It was a very short time we worked with him, but he's a lovely person. We love him dearly, and I hope I get to see him soon. Hi, Josh. if you're out there on the internet. Which Hives video was the most fun to shoot? Ooh, I don't know. I really don't. Have you ever listened to Fado, Portuguese music? Yes, I have. Is Inge the strangest Swede ever? No, there are many stranger Swedes. Did you like the new Abnormal? That's the latest Strokes record, right? Yeah, I liked a few songs on it. I always, since that first Strokes album, I kind of decided that I will always like them no matter what they do. I love that band. How long time do you play WWWT? I think you should check in, log in and see. How's that? And the way you log in and see is you go to the store.thehives.com and you pay a bit of money and you get to see it. And I think we're going to be very proud of what we create together. And I think it's going to be a pretty awesome thingamajig. Kind of like a cross between a TV show and a live performance is what I'm hoping it'll be. Viagra Boys, are you a fan? Yes, I've said so a couple of times. Show us your pajamas. Here it is. It says HPA over there. More Dracula shirts, please. I don't know what that means, but I'm all for it. Vem kom på den briljanta delen skulle köra en konsert med Mando och The Hives? We have the same booker. I think it might have been him. Probably, because then he makes money on all three bands and that helps Tove Lawrence out. What do I think of the band Idols? Very pleasant chaps. Met them in France once. They were really nice. Pretty cool band too. I thought it was very good. Dracula or Frankenstein? I don't know. I guess I'll go with Dracula. What's my favorite place in the world? Too many to mention. Inspection Wise 1999. We haven't played that in a very long time. My favorite movie, too many to mention. Hopefully play with Queens again. Yes, the London game was fun. Yes, I would love to play with Queens again. They're lovely people and an awesome band. Favorite tacos, maybe fish tacos in San Diego. Oh, the Dracula shirt is sold out. Okay, I'll try to see if we can print some more. It shouldn't be that hard. Do you play blackjack in concerts? Used to see Ron Chance in New York. No, I think we did on our first tour in like 98. But not since then. Red wine, please. Tenga ma chile nuevamente. I would love to. Cats or dogs? I'm going with dogs. Is Randy Fitzsimmons okay? He's kind of dragging out that latest Hives album, isn't he? I'm just going to blame it all on him. I made Sistless. Do you play 16 songs? Well, I'm not at liberty to say. Herring or shrimp? Neither. Pepper wine. I don't even know what pepper wine is. You want to send me some? Your tour with the Donnas was great. Yeah, it was really good. It was fun. I love those girls. Hi, Donnas. What's the drunkest I've ever been on stage? Do you want a number? 5 out of 10, maybe? Dennis from Research said they should do another screen tour with the Hives. I think that's a great idea. So do I. That was really fun. Die All Right. Indeed. I remember the concert in Mexico was fantastic. Now I'm just reading your questions and not answering them, am I? I think you should go to the Hives, what is it, store.thehives.com, and you should buy some tickets for the tour. I went away for a second, but now I'm back. Most embarrassing moment on stage. I ripped my pants. I used to wear very tight pants on stage. And I ripped them all up the back so you could see my underwear. But I don't really find it so embarrassing. Why is the song list on the live at Third Man record so short? It's a physical limitation because at Third Man they engrave onto vinyl lacquer and you can only play 20 minutes per side. So we had to adapt our set list and cut it really short. Just play 4 songs or whatever, took 20 minutes, 5, 6 songs. And then they had to take a break, so they flipped the record over and then started doing the same thing on the other side. Can you say some words in Spanish for your Latin public? I'm kind of out of practice, but te amo, America Latino, lo extraño. We kiss you guys here in Mexico. I kiss you right back. Most rare vinyl you have in your record collection. I think there's a lot of Hives test pressings that I'm the only person that has. Those pianos look expensive because they are. How do you feel about the dude in Maroon 5 stealing on your stage move? Did he though? I'd like to see that. Can you send me a clip of what you mean? Do you like Brian Eno? I don't know Brian Eno. Is the jam influence on your jumps? Yeah, maybe one of them. They were good at jumping. Do you know the guys from Millencolin? I know them very well. Used to live in the same city as them. Mostramos también los extraños. Yeah, same, likewise. I don't know, do you feel like we've gotten most of it out of the way? Any other questions you want? One answered. Best band collaboration? I don't know. Do you know how to play other instruments? Depends on your definition of other. I know how to play a lot of them. Have you met Noel Gallagher from Oasis? Yes, I have. He was nice. How do you scream for so long without cracking your voice? I don't know. I don't. I lose my voice frequently, or it changes. How am I doing? Doing good. Thank you for asking. So, I don't know if there's anything more I need to say. I would like you all to write clap in the comment section, so I can see you clapping down there. So I'm going to wait for you all to write clap, and then I'm going to bid my goodbyes. Come on, clap, 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 clap. There we go. Here it comes. The applause. Clap more. Hi, Carol. Keep it clapping. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, this has been another Hives live Q&A about our World Wide Web World Tour. You can go into the store.hives.com, purchase some tickets. You can also go in on this Instagram app and point your finger at things and see other Q&As I've done about this. Hopefully it should answer some of your questions. And, just buy a ticket and see what it is. You got nothing to lose. You're not doing anything any of these days anyway, right? You're like me, you got nothing to do at this point. All right, take care everybody. Love you all. See you soon. Bye-bye.